Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the DC fan page that'll have plot synopsis and character bios. So we are going to be looking at Flash, Volume 2, number 170 from 2001. This is written by Geoff Johns, pencils by Scott Kolins, and the inker is Doug Hazelwood. I do enjoy Scott Kolins' run on Flash. And this begins also a new story arc. So I'm going to be covering all of Geoff Johns' run on The Flash. I thought it was fun to do. Flash is kind of a cool character, so figure we'd go through that. So, um, Great cover here by Brian Bolin. Brian Bolin is one of the best cover artists that exists. He's not very fast, so he's perfect for covers because he just cannot give you the interiors. He's known for these lines here. Instead of inking or putting heavy blacks, he'll just put heavy blacks on certain things, but most of the time a lot of hatching, just chick in there. So all right, as always, this is done in first person perspective or narration. So whether it's Flash or somebody else narrates, it's always narrated by somebody. So all right, and that's I think a trope from Mark Waid, which I think Geoff Johns continued in The Flash. So I live in Keystone City, the backbone of the Midwest. When the town was established in 1727, horseshoeing was the major occupation. Times change. Iron and steel, forging automobiles, coal machinery, tools, all of them came from this city, my city, the blue collar capital of the U.S., and proud of it. I wasn't born here. I grew up in a small town in Nebraska. So Keystone City is supposed to be like St. Louis, is how I come to interpret it. So, but this is where I discovered who I was, where I became a hero. And so Blood Will Run, Part 1. So, breaking the foundation. And so here we have our credits here. I was built in Keystone City. It's a tough place, but a good place, with honest people who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. They work hard. And so, Flash is running through town, and they play harder. So, big hockey. Case in point, my wife Linda. All right. So I'm not big on hockey, but it's the one sport I don't get it. The puck is too small. I understand the basic rules of hockey. I lose track of that little puck. It's like, what? I went to a live game and people were like, oh my gosh. I was like, I cannot see this little thing. So all right, so hey, we're doing all right for a first-year expansion team. Second year, Wally. Last season, you couldn't give Keystone Combine tickets away. Now every seat in the arena is filled. Every seat but one. Dinner last week. The charity dance the week before. This is the third time she's been a no-show. I'm really trying to give her space, give her my spot in the Titans, but she's got to learn to slow. And then the phone rings. So cell phones were sort of newish during this time. So speak of the devil. What is it this time? Work or supervillains? So both. So this here is Jesse Quick. It's another Flash character. So feel free to check out that DC link if you need to get backstory on her. I'm just gonna kind of keep going here. So Jesse Quick tells Wally, I'm sorry, Wally. Quick Start is buying an IPO in Pittsburgh. The meeting went a little long. Some costume joker named Tidal Wave, or was it Typhoon, is targeting my new business partner. Looks like he's got a price on his head. I don't know why he won't say. So between closing our deal and putting this idiot to bed, my hands are full for the next few hours. And she goes, I really wanted to see Philly win too. And so this police officer says, watch out, he's coming back. And so, using these powers, never a moment's rest for Jesse Quick. Gotta fly, Wally. 3x2. So, and yells something here. So, and Wally says, our CEO's stuck at the office. And so Linda says, speaking of work, after the game, we need to talk. Remember that. And Wally's like, what the hell is that? Looks like him. Len Snart, Captain Cold. But what's Cold doing in Keystone? I thought he hightailed it out of here with Mirror Master. And this says here, last issue, which we, of course, have covered. We started from the very beginning of Geoff Johns' run. So I started with issue 164. So Earth to Wally as she waves her hand on his in front of him. And he says, "Sorry, hun." And she's like, "I was telling you about." And then he keeps staring at Captain Cold. And so, is Cold following me or just a hockey fan? Better shoot over there. And suddenly he realizes he's gone. And so, excuse me, Mr. West. Linda, sorry, and then it goes, we've got trouble down at Keystone Motors. Need some backup fast. Any chance we could get a little help from the Flash? By the way, his secret identity is known. It's public, so everybody knows who he is. And so Linda's like, oh, great. You can also see that this is with computer colorings in the early 2000s, it's starting to become more and more prevalent here. We don't have quite how it is now, but everything had switched now to computer colorings. So now we got the Pied Piper. So he's walking home, and he says, if the Pied Piper was still in the thievery business, now would be the time to strike. City's like a ghost town whenever any sports team is playing. Everyone's at the game or in a bar. Neither sounds appealing to me. Besides, I have work to do. My computer's still in the fritz. Knew I should have gotten one of those colored compacts. So he's is it the Apple? I forgot what it was called, but yeah, Apple had a couple of computers that just did not quite make it. So, computer's on, working. How did that? He says, and so he stops to look. Piper, I can't cover for you anymore. I need that favor you owe me now. And it says, Dad. And so now we're at that other place, which is funny, all that narration, but he doesn't even kind of tell you that we're changing scenes. And although it makes sense, it's kind of be nice if the writer just would say elsewhere or something like that. So, and this lady here is, where the hell is our backup? Hey, you all right, Shire? And he goes, just lost the contacts, Jules. I ain't better with one eye anyway. Big Bat Fred Shire wears contacts? No way in hell I'm getting that laser thing done. So, and behind them is this whatever. And she gets ready to fire. And Shire's like, holy. And love this. So what I like about Scott Kolins, the penciler, is his cartooniness. I really enjoy him. He's done a ton of stuff with the Flash. I associate him with the Flash. So, all right. I arrived just in time to see a flock of shimmering silver bullets fly towards some of Keystone's finest. I steal their velocity. So when I toss the suckers down, they don't ricochet back up. Before the gunman's retina even registers the image, I chain her up. Cool, huh? And Shire goes to cover his partner. He's like, "What the?" And Shire, why do you insist on constantly trying to take a bullet from me? You've got a family, Jules. I love this flash right here. Just him kind of standing and the lightning. Flash has such a cool costume. It's so simple, yet just perfect. This is one of the few costumes out there that is just so freaking cool. It's so simple, and in that simpleness is the elegance. Um, God, when you talk about simple costumes, there's Daredevil, just the little horns. This is just even more. Um, I don't know, the little bit of yellow adds to. I just think this is one of the few costumes out there that is just friggin' perfect. So this is too strange. Thanks for the hand, Flash. Name's Fred Shire. I already know this guy, sorta, he says. You're welcome. Met a psychotic cop in that mirror world named Shire. Hope the real one's not anything like his reflection. Sorry, they didn't put a space in there. But that isn't what's weirding me out the most. I, oh my goodness gracious, I do apologize. I haven't seen her in a long time. I put on an uneasy miles. Julie, how are you? So does she. There's two more of these creeps, both armed. They took the night watchman back to the city. You guys already know each other? And so we continue with the narration. A few years ago, right before I met Linda, Julie and I had a thing. It didn't last long. I moved around a lot back then. Feelings were hurt. Things were said. I don't remember exactly what, but I know it was bad. So listen, Julie, and suddenly you hear this clank. 1-ton engines at 12 o'clock. Someone released the chains. Lucky me. I can create enough of an updraft, snag some of their kinetic energy, and what? Don't just stand there with your mouth open, Flash. Aren't you going to say hi to Magenta? Although she's in purple. This is purple, not magenta. But that's okay. So, just what I needed. Another ex-girlfriend with a grudge. Look at his eyes. It's a cool costume, but if you're gonna call yourself magenta, then purple shouldn't be your color. So, Frankie Kane, country girl turned schizo from my days in Nebraska. No thanks to me. Every time she uses her magnetic power, a bloodthirsty personality emerges. Powers I pushed her to use at one time. Calls herself, Magenta. 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 Okay, I was right. Again, don't use purple. Last time Frankie was screaming for my severed head on a platter. Did major damage to Keystone City. I wonder what she wants now. And she says, I'm here to help. And Shire says, get down. You're in the line of fire. Right. Bullets can't hurt me. This is all for you, Flash, she says, and presses this little thing. But dynamite sure can, Frankie. It takes me a 50th of a second to to reach her, but the nitroglycerin's already terminating. I can feel the molecules heating up, beginning to explode. She's already dead. Shrapnel in her gut. What did she mean by all for you, Flash? Better focus. I've got to contain the rest of this fast. Unfortunately, the friction of this speed will set it off instantly. So I've got one thing to do. Keep it close. There's an aura that surrounds me, generated by the Speed Force. Cuts down any friction, negates heat, does a body good. But keeping the bomb within my aura, I can slow down the nitric and sulfuric reactions, I think. If I'm right, it'll buy me a few extra seconds to ditch it. If I'm wrong, my spine will blow apart. Well, we all know that won't happen, so So Flash is basically going to. He says he's got 1 second here. So in 1 second, he's gonna basically put that underneath all these tires when it explodes. So never would have put those things together. Feet are sticking to the floor, wet, and so all of a sudden we have this blood um right there, kind of gushing out of this body. Stabbed multiple times. I saw something like this when I was stationed in New York. Satanic stuff. Who were the gunmen? What did they want in an auto factory? No idea who. As to what they were searching for, looks like they had to dig it up. Coroner and homicide should be here any second. We're done. So, look, Frankie, not that I'm not grateful for your help, but last time I saw you, you were a little agitated, and this is back in Flash 106, back before we started. Mark Waid was the writer of that, and I almost started there, but I really enjoy Geoff Johns' run more than Mark Waid's run. So I figured I would just go from there, but maybe someday. These videos for the Flash don't get a lot of playlists. I might be the only one that likes it, but all right. In this part here, I do enjoy. I like this how the panel's white, but I think I would have cut the line right here. I would have had this white too. So, I know, Wally. I went through some therapy, sorted a lot of things out. Thought I'd come show you show off my new persona. And so, what the heck is this? Some kind of roach or beetle of yours? And Shara's leaving. All yours, boys. And suddenly we're like, are you with me? That's right, we're not leaving. And Flash is like, what's this? And Shire says, new union commissioner has the Keystone Motor gangs up in arms. Guy's been ruffling feathers all over the city. Name's Keith Kenyon, but back in the day, he called himself Goldface. Keystone is one of the last places we can truly say made in America. Believe it or not, that still means something. That still counts, and the American public knows it. They'll pay for it, and so should Keystone Motors. And so they're picketing and getting ready to go on strike. Looks like it's a labor thing. Uh so Flash says, Goldface was a criminal, fought Green Lantern. Maybe he had something to do with this. Stand your ground, Roadrunner, says Shire. Kenyon got released from Iron Heights a couple years ago. Turns out his father worked side by side with George Schott, founded the Midwestern Labor Society. I don't like him, but the union sure uh, as hell do. It should be does. He's already got half of them pay increase, better medical coverage. God knows Keystone needs it. Hell, everything he touches seems to turn to gold. And so the force is keeping tabs on him already, Flash, so far. There's nothing illegal about what he's done. If anything, he's actually helped the city. Francis Kane, on the other hand, and so she puts her in handcuffs. What? You still have to answer for the destruction you caused the last time you were in Keystone. What is this? I just saved your lives. I'm a superhero now. You can see she's getting angry. So, what's another word for purple? Violet? Maybe I should call her Violet, or maybe lavender. So, I'm not a criminal, she screams, and Shire's like, that's enough. Let's talk this through, all of this. No, let me. And then you can see her angry, and she's like, no, you're right, Wally. It's time to face up to what I did. Shire, that witch ripped my fillings out. And she's like, sorry, and hands them to him. So, your partner's gonna be alright? Yeah, it just needs a trip to the dentist. And your old girlfriend should be, too. You should come down to the station tomorrow to see her. She's settled down, but Julie, for what it's worth, save it, Flash, okay? I'm just a name on a long checklist of yours, just like she is. And so, look, I'm sorry. We'll talk some other time. Oh, and if you're wondering, Keystone Combines lost 2-6. And he's like, damn. and so he leaves. And so um, she arrives home, the cop lady, Julie. Um, so she apologizes, and the old lady says, "That's just fine with me, Julie. But you just shouldn't push yourself too much." Well, since I'm the only single mother on the force and everybody knows it, it's hard. It's, uh, and everybody knows this. I've got to work twice as hard to be recognized as something else. Good night, Miss Jackham. Get some rest. Good night, Rita. See you tomorrow. So, someday I'll be on top of the heap, right, kiddo? Just like your grandfather. Seeing Wallet today. Maybe I should have told him about you, Josh. And no matter how much of a jerk he was back then, he should and suddenly hear a kirk. And so this, I don't remember. I haven't read these in forever. I have all the issues. I should have just started with my disclaimer. I own every single issue that I show. I just choose to do them digitally because it's just so much easier. I know that cartoonist kayfabe and other places just put their camera on. I find it hard to look at and all that kind of stuff, so I prefer to do it digitally. So I haven't read these in forever, so I maybe Wally has a kid. So anyway, so when she hears this, she goes hello, and this individual here um grabs her and says, "Hello, Miss Jackham," and she hits him in the um in the back. So this is Cicada, which was used in the Flash TV series, and she runs away. Don't fight. It's the natural order of those things. Your life was spared by the Flash, and she takes out her gun. So we might make use of it. And he stabs her right in the heart, and you can see this uh, kind of like energy blade, and she collapses, dying, and the baby begins to cry. And it says here, "It's time, Flash, for our atonement." So, all right. So, thus ends our issue here. So, Flash 170 from 2001 by Geoff Johns, Scott Kolins, and Doug Hazelwood. Like I said, I'll be covering all of Geoff Johns' run on the Flash. So, I hope you like this issue. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.